Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship rehab.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things, you know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. I am Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And tonight, we are going to have ourselves a funky good time. Yes, indeed. There we go. What's going on, everybody? I am excited to be here on tonight. Let me give a few shout outs to some of the people in the chat. Shout out to Alexandra. Shout out to A Day in the Life. Shout out to Solomon King. Shout out to Lancelot, Calvin Dickinson. Shout out to Kazama's Keyblade. Shout out to Isaiah Morales. Shout out to American Boricua. Shout out to Gooder Girl. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mrs. Bales. Shout out to Big Jammer 24 Gaming. Shout out to my homeboy Thomas Sotomayor. Oh man, what's that old man that I forgot that old man name, the one that they used to say Tommy Sotomayor. Hey boy, you too goddamn old to be talking like that. What's up with it? Trends 313. What up? Keenan, what's happening, Wolf Bear? I'm glad to be here. Look, I am excited about tonight because this is going to be a good show. And I'm really I knew this was gonna be a good show, but there was a few people who was asking me to do this, and they were saying, "Man, you gonna do this show?" And I couldn't do it when the first clip came out because then I told the person who had asked me about it, I can't remember who it was, but they was asking me to do it, and I said I can't do it until I get the police footage. So I said, let me get that police footage first. Then I need to get the whole story because I'm gonna tell the whole story. So that's the one Tommy called Mum Rock. Yes, indeed. Hey, y'all, just to let you guys know, y'all keep praying for my brother Tommy. He is on his way back. He's on his way back to the road of recovery. We will see him soon. I can't wait. I'm excited for my brother to come back and do what he was born to do. But without further ado, let me go to my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There go my baby. You know, even when I don't have a video that needs to have a fair use on there, I just like playing the fair use part, just like hear her voice. Yes, indeed. So, yes, Tommy does realize how much he is loved, and he does realize that we are waiting and pulling for him. He knows this, and I can tell you like this: I must admit to my own discretion, my own problems that I have, because I actually had to check and do some relationship rehab on myself. Because it was maybe a couple of weeks ago, I just got fed up with Tommy and was like, hey, man, what the fuck? Where is Mr. Sotomayor? And I had to realize, I said, man, you selfish son of a bitch. Yes, that's what I said. I told myself that I was a selfish son of a bitch. I said, man, this man is doing what he needs to do to be the best version of himself, and you trying to keep him from being that. And I said, damn. I said, damn, self, you right. I really had to like relationship rehab my own self. I was like, man, this dude need to come the fuck on, get back online, and do his thing. And I'm like, hey man, look, this shit is YouTube. This the internet. This man is doing what he needs to do in real life. I gotta respect that. And yes. Yeah, and I had to like say, yeah, get your shit together, Brian, because you out of pocket right now. And I had to forgive myself, and then I had to apologize to Tommy by hitting his Cash App. So I did that. I done hit it a few times just because I love the brother, but I had to apologize myself. And I said, man, I need to go ahead hit this Cash App, you know, just to make atone for my own indiscretion. So it is what it is. But like I said, when he comes back, it'll be the right time. So until then, like I said, y'all keep on hitting that nigga's Cash App. Y'all can hit his Cash App. Goddamn, matter of fact, if you watching this right now live and don't know his Cash App, somebody please put it in the chat, because I fucks with my brother. So you can hit his Cash App, hit my Cash App, hit all the Cash Apps. Cash Apps for everybody. But definitely do that, and just keep on keep your prayers and your positive energy, your positive vibes going towards my brother. All right, now with that out the way, I'm gonna go ahead and try this new commercial thing. So we're gonna put a commercial in right here. Yep, I don't know how it works. I should maybe kind of like look at it, because I don't know if y'all can see it, but while the commercial is playing, when it stops, does it play what I've already said, or does it just put you back into real time? That's what I kind of really want to know, how that works. Like if I'm talking and I'm saying what I'm saying, and then after that, if there's a if there's a whatchamacallit, a commercial that plays, does it actually put what I've said to make sure that y'all don't miss it? Or do it just take me, or it takes you back to real time, 24 game? Okay, cool. That's cool, because I'll keep mind of that when I do that and I do hit it. I'll try to make sure that I pause it, that I really, not pause, but I will make sure that I make my point, afterward, after that time goes by. Is it a long one? Is it a short one? Or what? Is it like a 30-second, 15-second, or 10-second, or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, I know they come up on the replays, but I can do it now where it hits it in real time. It's a new button with the update they did. They always update shit on YouTube. But it's like a little thing you can hit now to like put in an ad. So it puts you back in real time. Cool. All right, I will be mindful of that and make sure that when I do that I don't do it when I'm in the middle of a point. I'll do it when I'm in between shit or segments or whatever the case may be, and that's how we'll do that there. Yo, so for those of you who may not know, there is really something wrong with our people. Just to keep y'all up on current. If you didn't know, I'm just saying now you need to know. And one of the things that I'm like really, you said it's like 2 minutes? Damn, okay. So I'll do it like at the end or something like that, or in between if I'm like going into like different stuff, or in between maybe videos or something like that. But get back to my point. It's really something wrong with black folks. And it's something wrong to the point to where, yes, we can all have our opinions. I'm okay with that. We can even have our disagreements. I'm okay with that too. The problem that I have with niggas, well, not the problem, but one of the problems that I have is that niggas love to lie, and they love to lie to a fault. They just will not say, hey, you know what? You got a point. They gonna keep, and they will double down on stupid. They will stay committed to stupid. What the hell? Was that my daughter? Yeah, it was. They will double down on stupid. They will continuously just say the most idiotic thing over and over and over again. And then when you challenge them on something, they just will bypass all of that and just keep coming with the same old dumbass answers. And it's to the point to where I'm offended by it, because it totally discredits us as a people. When you see us on the news, when you see us on social media platforms, shout out to Calvin Dickinson, been a platform supporter for 2 months. What up? Appreciate you. He says, Brian, you have one of the best shows. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That is so humbling to hear. But it's like they will just consistently say things, and I understand that people have their own feelings about things, but when you present facts and you present truth, and people refuse to put that together or to acknowledge that, that goes to your credibility. It goes to your credibility, and it also goes to your integrity. And it really makes those issues that you really do care about and really do matter, it makes people not really, they don't give a shit about it, because all you do is lie and don't acknowledge facts. That's just how it is. It's just you just consistently concentrate on just this little point, and nothing else matters. Nothing else matters, no matter what it is. And you see that now, and it's increasing. I remember when I did the story about the woman who was at work. She saw some young boy breaking into her home. She left work, came home. The boy was still in the house. She shot the boy. The boy was then, I think he was in the hospital, or he died. And I think he died. I think she shot him dead. But anyway, his people was on the news saying she shouldn't have did that. He was only trying to steal stuff so that he could get money
so he could buy clothes and look fresh when he started school in a couple of weeks. And people was like, they was literally like standing behind that. Then the other one where the dude got shot at the Dollar General, where this person was robbing the Dollar General, and there was a guy in there, good guy with a gun, and the good guy with a gun stopped the bad guy with a gun. And they said his family, the guy that got shot and killed, his family said that that person that was there that stopped him from robbing the store at gunpoint, he should have minded his own business and shouldn't have said nothing or shouldn't have did nothing. And I just like, how do you just fix your lips to say that on national television? Now, if that's how you felt, I get it, but it makes no sense. And they consistently do things like that. And it's to the point, I don't even have the chat up. I'm sorry, y'all. And it's to the point to where it's like, how can you have anybody to be sympathetic to your cause, Black Lives Matter? How can you have it to where people are to want to really care about and be the change that they want to see and support your cause when you can't even acknowledge, well, damn, that was fucked up what they did. Well, damn, maybe they shouldn't have done that. And had they not done that, they probably would still be here today. Just don't want to acknowledge any of that shit. You just like, nope, nah, they should have stayed, they should have minded their own business. And it's like, man, people will let you speak stupid like that, but in their minds, they will be like, man, I'm not supporting no shit like this. I'm not gonna stand behind these people. They're not making any goddamn sense. And that's just what it comes down to. And I think that not necessarily Black Lives Matter being a movement, because Black Lives Matter wasn't a movement from the beginning. It was a hustle from day one. But the other movements, the real activists, the real people that care about the community and want to actually do something for their people, for their community, just to make it better in whatever shape, form, or fashion that they do, that they want to do it. When you can't acknowledge certain things like that, and you can't acknowledge the truth, and you can't acknowledge when people have done stuff that's just wrong and that they kind of like led themselves to their own demise, then that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is. If all you good for is telling lies and starting GoFundMes when people die, it really makes your cause worthless. It does. And this is one of those examples. The fact that these people in Black Lives Matter are showing up, talking about we protesting this, we want to see this, and we want to do that, we want the footage, and we want transparent, all of that shit that they're talking, and you haven't even given this department the opportunity to do what it is that they're doing. I mean, goddamn. Y'all know I'm all for releasing the footage. Y'all know I'm for that. Footage should be released fucking damn near ASAP. But when you're actually holding your people accountable, you do have to allow for time for them to do that. You just do. And it's like, it's just insane to see people time and time again just hone in or just harp on one point instead of looking at the totality of the circumstances, because I believe that that's fair. That's the part that when we're trying, and even when if you're trying to argue a point, and just hear this, when you're trying to argue a point, aside from debating, because the art of debate is to do what's best for you to win the debate, but when you're trying to really argue a point, if you can't talk about the entire totality of circumstances, if you can't talk about the whole truth and you just focus on one part, it discredits your point. And it makes people believe that you're kind of full of shit because you've seen this, you've known this other part, but you refuse to acknowledge it and talk about it and just focus on this one little thing. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And it's like, you have to be fair in what is actually going on and say, well, hey, look, yeah, this is one thing, but you have to acknowledge the whole thing. Case in point. In the chat, Not Sure said, sad it happened here, and I don't know why this person always does this. It's just fucking stupid, but whatever. But it's going to help make my point, so let me use this. Sad it happened, but George Floyd overdosed chewing up pills. Not all, but most will never admit that.
I mean, like, is that not my point? Thank you, Lancelot. You're cherry picking. So you saying that to talk, not acknowledging the fact that this dude was on this fucker's back, neck, and chest for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Not acknowledging that at all. No, we're not gonna talk about that. We're just gonna say it was this part. That's the bullshit in the argument. And when I see people that speak like that, and when I hear people argue points like that, when you're actually trying to have a real discussion, it lets me know that they're full of shit and that they can't even validate and believe in their point because they won't acknowledge the whole truth. They won't acknowledge the totality of the circumstances and say, well, yeah, all of this played a part in what particularly happened. In my opinion, I believe that this was it, but I can't help but acknowledge the other things that happened. They just do that. And it's like these people, they try to do that to discredit what happened to the person. But like I said, there's still, you have to have some form of fairness, some form of consistency when you're really trying to make a difference as opposed to just being right. You're trying to just prove yourself and make yourself be right. So I'm just going to stick on this one little part. When you do that, you discredit your whole fucking stance. And it makes people think that you're just full of shit. You're cherry picking. Like my man Lancelot said, you're cherry picking. And because you're choosing to cherry pick, that lets us know that you don't even believe in what it is that you're talking about. Because if you did, you would acknowledge the whole truth. You would acknowledge the whole truth. So it is what it is. Have there been plenty of people who've died from fentanyl? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes, indeed. True, nothing but a fact. However, like I keep saying to anybody, you let me put some handcuffs on your ass and lay you down on the pavement and let me put my knees and my weight on your neck and your chest and your back area like he did. Let's see how you survive. And nobody will ever say, "Oh man, you right. Let me take you up on that." Nope, they won't do it. They won't do it. How often do you even see that tactic in arrest? Before that and then after. With cuffs on. Now, if you tussling and wrestling with somebody, hey, it is what it is. When them cuffs is on, how many people do you see do that? I've never seen it. I have never seen an officer on someone's back and neck like that for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Any police officers, have you ever seen someone do that for that length of time with cuffs on? And most police officers would say, hell no. They say, hell no. But is that the thing that we gonna just harp on, or is that the thing that we're going to acknowledge and tell the full story? It is what it is. But like I said, you can clearly see where people's, what their true intentions are and what they're ultimately trying to do when they do those types of things. So that's just something to just think about when you're conversating with people, when you're arguing without necessarily not arguing like fighting, but when you're having a discussion and you're trying to, hear someone's argument versus yours. Those are the kind of things that you should look for to just see if a person's genuine or not. If a person's going to be disingenuous, if a person's full of shit, whatever you want to call it, that's what they do. That's just what they do. So it is what it is. Tony Temple, but he died too. Right. Exactly, Wolfbell. Shout out to my man Thick Cut. Shout out to Coca Mocha. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so what I want to show you guys first, for those of you who may not have seen the actual footage, I'm going to show you some of the arguing parts. Oh, that's the wrong one. And then I'm going to show you, oh shit, I don't know why this does that. Damn, every time it'll just click down to the bottom for some reason. There we go. See, just did it again. All right,
let's go and let's do this. I think this is the short one that I want to see. Yes, this is it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's watch it, and we're going to break it down.
Hundreds gather seeking answers after a Minneapolis man was shot and killed by police following a 6-hour standoff this week. Andrew Tekle Sundberg's family, friends, and members of the community are calling for transparency about what happened. As Devon Raming reports, there's also one resident who lived in the building with Sundberg who wants her concerns heard as well.
We're just here to respect life, demand justice.
This is not okay!
What started as an afternoon rally with demands for justice and calls for the body cam footage to be released in the police shooting death of Andrew Tekle Sundberg quickly boiled over into anger and frustration when 24-year-old Arabella Yarbrough showed up.
If I would have died, would he be a bad guy then? For 3 years I lived here, and none of you guys knocked on that man's door to see if he was okay. Not at all! He played loud music every day to cope with his mindset.
Yarbrough says she's the woman who initially called police, stating Tekle was shooting into her apartment with her 2 kids inside Wednesday night.
Now, yes, this is what I wanted. I'm glad I stopped it right there. Perfect. So here's the thing. This was a 6-hour standoff. 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Within that 6 hours of them trying to get this dude to come out, get this dude to come downstairs, get this dude to surrender, whatever the case may be, this guy decides to start shooting into the apartment across from him. And it just so happens to be that woman that you see said, that's really much what it sounded like. But he begins to shoot into that woman's apartment. And as he does that, this woman is in the kitchen with her children. She has 2 small kids cooking. Now, at that point, he also then shoots at the police who's trying to come up into the apartment. They're at the door in the hallway. He shoots not once, not twice, but 3 times a shooter. And he's going to kill you. Yes, he was. He tried to shoot at the police. 3 holes through a steel door. Bullets went through. There it is. Now, with all of that that's taking place, because this was an actual standoff, this wasn't an active shooter. So there's actually a perimeter set. You got snipers up on the roof. People are waiting. They're talking, they're waiting, because there was no one actually in the room with him. It wasn't until he started shooting that the snipers shot his ass down. Rum pum pum pum, rum pum pum pum, rum pum pum pum, man down. That's what happened. So it's like, why these people are trying to make it seem like the police didn't have to do that. It's like, well, at what point do the police have to do that? Like, my man is shooting at the police. He's shooting into an innocent woman's house, apartment, and then what? He's just supposed to still, hey, well, let's stop with the shooting now. Let's talk a little bit more. No, you don't get to do that.
Pictures of bullet holes from inside her apartment capturing the damage.
And sorry he lost his life, but he has 6 hours to choose that. I had 2 to 5 minutes to choose life or death.
Yarbrough says she had a few run-ins with Tekle and thought their differences were settled.
When someone is stalking you, threatening you, I left it alone. I could have called the police and reported it, but then I would have put a black innocent man in jail because of mental illness, and ain't no telling what would have happened.
I'm just saying. And my thing is this, is like, why would you not at least call the police to say you putting an innocent black man in jail? You should have. Here's the thing, man. When someone becomes a danger to you or a danger to someone else, that's exactly when you need to call the police.
Now, if he walking around like Warren from something about Mary and just listening to his headphones and ain't fucking with nobody, but he crazy in the motherfucker, fine, he ain't fucking with nobody. But when he starts to do things to where he's stalking you, he's harassing your ass or whatever the case may be, then you have to do something. You don't wait until this happens, because this ends badly 90% of the time. Every once and again, you can talk somebody down, but when they've gotten to this point and this person has a fucking gun, it usually don't work out. I'm just saying. So if you really want to save a black life, then you need to get the authorities and stuff like that involved when shit first starts going wrong. Because most of the time, if it is going to end bad, it's going to end bad. But the thing is, getting early intervention is usually increasing the odds of things working out better anyway. That's all I'm saying. The sooner the better, potentially. Motherfucker can still do some dumb shit and get his ass shot. Whatever. But you still can keep other things from happening, because I'm telling you like this. That dude could have just had a fucking could have had just got a fucking lucky shot off, and he could have shot one of your kids. Because you didn't want to put another black man in jail for mental illness. But what do you do with that? Do you let him just take you want to put your kids at risk of this motherfucker randomly shooting into your apartment? No. Call the fucking police when shit gets thick like this, period.
So I left it alone.
The trauma of this event now weighing heavily on members of the community.
His family took everything that they could and did everything that they could to help him. He has so many brothers and sisters that love him.
And his parents.
And that's bullshit. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. Oh my God, here we go. We got ourselves a real fucking troll in here today. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna even fucking acknowledge that shit. Thank you. Get the fuck out of here. All right, but I'm saying like this. That's a lie, because you clearly heard the woman, and I'm gonna take the upset woman who was yelling and screaming. She said it herself. That dude was up in there for over 2 years, and not one of y'all came over there to check up on him. Not sure? Stop it right now. This is not your fucking channel. This is not the fucking topic. We're done with that. Either get the fuck on somewhere or stop talking about this shit. Or you can just fucking leave. I'm not gonna allow that. You've been warned. So the thing is, if you, and here's the thing, if you want to have a discussion about that, you can email me and we can set up a time and we can do that, but you're not going to fucking disrupt my show by speaking off topic while I'm actually doing my fucking show. That's why the fuck I have my own show. So if you can't handle that, just get the fuck out now and be done with it. Take that shit somewhere else. Go get your pussy fucked somewhere else, because we ain't doing that shit over here. I'm not doing it. So stop. But she said herself that nobody came and checked on this dude for 2 years. See? Just can't help it. Just can't help it. Not sure. So leave me alone. Like, dude, I'm too small of a YouTuber for people to fuck with me. I just don't understand it. I'm too small of a YouTube. Just leave me alone. Go somewhere else. It's plenty of other big YouTubers with big channels that you could go and troll and have yourself a funky good time with them. Why would you feel the need to come over to, it's 129 people watching me, man. Why would you care? Why would you want to be here to troll me? This channel is too small for that. Just leave. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of big YouTubers out here that got bigger channels where you could get a whole lot of attention.
But no, you want to come here and say, yeah, I'm going to go to this small channel. Just go. It's like if I was going to be a troll, I would go be a troll on a big platform so I could get a lot of attention. I'm not going to come to where it's 100 people at and say, yeah, I'm going to go over here. And yeah, I'm going to put funny stuff in the chat. I know you're sitting at home in the basement of your mama's house and you're sitting there drinking your fucking Mountain Dew and you're sitting there with your fucking keyboard and your old monitor and shit and you don't have a life and you're trying to be something. I know this. You got your AOL working again tonight and you just want to have a good time online, but go do it somewhere else. This isn't the place for that. That's all. Okay? Thank you. But 2 years, my so-called son, my adopted son, my adopted brother, all of these people that are his relatives that so-called love him, why wouldn't they be checking up on him? Because obviously y'all automatically know that this motherfucker's struggling with life. He's having mental issues. And y'all ain't got him no help by now? Y'all ain't over there at the house with him by now? Man, come on. I don't get it. I just don't get it. To have somebody sit up there all this time knowing that person is struggling and you don't get them any help, you don't go over there and intervene, you're not there consistently trying to get something, some type of services for this person, and it's 2 parents and 8 other kids? What the fuck have y'all been doing? You jumping the gun there, Calvin. I'm on my way to it.
Who say they adopted him when he was 4 years old.
He's too bad at 20.
She had the courage to come down here and speak her mind, and she has every right to do that.
Tekle is an imperfect human, as we're all imperfect humans, and he did not deserve to be picked off like an animal from a rooftop. He deserved.
Here's my thing, white lady. What are the police supposed to do when a man is shooting at the police and he's actually shooting at this woman's apartment randomly? What is he supposed to do? How is he supposed, what are the police, how far does this person get to go? And that's one of the reasons why I don't like these liberal motherfuckers. They want everyone else to be victims to the small percentage of people that have all these problems, whatever their issue is, whatever their agenda is. We're supposed to all bend and let them do whatever the hell they want to do to us. We're supposed to subject ourselves to whatever their will is until they get the help that they need. And here's my thing. If y'all really, honestly, and truly cared about y'all son, and if y'all really, honestly, really wanted something to change, first of all, y'all wouldn't have went and got Ben Crump. Second of all, y'all would have been down at the mayor's office. Y'all would have been at the governor's mansion. Y'all would have been at your state rep's office, or y'all would have been at your what's the other one? God damn it, the state rep and the shit. It's 50 of the motherfuckers, 51 of the motherfuckers. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Senators. Y'all would have been there at their offices saying, how in the fuck do we not have mental health services, but we got all this other shit going on in our government? We got trillions of dollars for military, trillions of dollars for all of these other resources. We got all of this money for Build Back Better, trillions of dollars for that. We got trillions and billions of dollars to go green. We got billions of dollars to just go everywhere else, over to the Ukraine and all of that. But we don't have any money to keep mental health services going, to open up mental health facilities, to reopen the mental health facilities that got closed in the 70s and 80s. We don't have no money for that.
That's what y'all should be protesting. If Black Lives mattered, think about how many Black lives that have not just been, not counting the ones that's been taken by the police, because that's only like 1,000 or so. But think about the hundreds of thousands of Black lives that have suffered, that are suffering, that are leading the most terrible lives simply because they do not have mental health resources. So if Black lives really do matter, why wouldn't Black Lives, the movement, go and hold protests at the places that actually can make a difference in Black lives? How many of y'all and here's another point. Think about it like this. How many of y'all got Black folks in your family that have been shot by the police versus that's crazy than a motherfucker that need mental help? Just think about it. Think about every Black person that you know, whether you white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case. Think about the Black folks that you know. How many of those Black folks that you know have had their family members, or how many family members have been killed by the police versus how many of them are literally suffering from some type of mental illness and they would need mental health services? Just think about that. I know one person that was actually killed by the police, and I love him dearly, God rest his soul, but he literally got shot down by the police because he had mental health issues. So it's like when you're talking about that and you're talking about these people that have these issues, would you rather have a bunch of protests and marching and wearing t-shirts talking about Black Lives Matter? Or would you rather be saying, let's get some mental health facilities so that we can actually help these people? That's all I'm saying. I would rather have the services that my family could benefit from the most, as opposed to trying to get Ben Crump to come and get a lawsuit settlement for my one relative that really brought on a lot of shit that happened to them, brought it on themselves. I'm just saying, when it's all said and done, when you look at what it is and what it's about, there are more Black people that would benefit from mental health resources than it would be from people saying Black Lives Matter, walking around getting lawsuits and holding rallies and protests for the police that shoot Black people. Just saying. All right, yeah, you can go ahead and get him up out of here right now, Alex. I'll let you do the honors. I'll let you do the honors. You can go on ahead and get him on up out of here. He just couldn't help himself. Poor little thing. But that's what you have to really consider and just look at. If we really want to help our people, if we really want to help our people, if we really want to help our people, why would I not want to go after the resource that could help them the most, as opposed to trying to go after something that is only probably going to potentially only benefit a small group of their family members? Because all they're going to do is get a check. If they win, if they do get a case, they're going to get a check and a settlement, and they're going to argue and fight over that. Niggas ain't going to do nothing, get a GoFundMe. They ain't going to do nothing but buy a couple of Cadillacs, maybe get some clothes, get all the Jordans, and that's pretty much going to be it. Money will be gone within 10 to 20 years. All the money will be gone and won't have nothing to show for it. Just saying. Because that's the only thing that you see happening with all of these people. They throw up a GoFundMe. They get some type of settlement after, it takes, 2-3 years, maybe 4-5 years, whatever the case may be. They get that, and then what do? You don't see them no more. You don't hear shit else about them. They don't go to no more protests. They don't have no organizations and none of that shit. They just go and buy shit, and then that's pretty much it. Well, depending on how big the settlement is, it could be more than likely it's more than a year, unless it's something like $100,000 or some shit like that. But if they getting some M's, it's gonna take them a couple of years to get through it, and before they have nothing left. Yeah. But that's what it is.
To be able to address this with her.
A lot of high emotions there. Now, the BCA is leading this investigation, and they're asking for videos and pictures people may have from the night of the shooting. And Minneapolis police say they are processing hundreds of hours of body camera footage and have plans to release that footage to the family first before releasing it to the public. Chris?
Still no word, though, on why those officers shot and if he was armed or not when they shot him, correct?
That is correct. We're still waiting on that.
All right. Thanks, Yvonne.
Yep.
And here's the thing about that. Those officers are given, it's not like in The Negotiator where you got somebody up there saying, take the shot. Palmetto was like, I think that was his name. Yeah, Palmetto. He was sitting there saying, copy. It's not like that. Most police departments let their officers take that shot. They leave that up to them. Most police departments leave that sniper and whatever the snipers, whatever they are, they leave that up to them as to if and when they take that shot. And usually the rule is pretty much when that person is a danger to others and is potentially can potentially harm someone else, fellow officer, innocent bystander, whatever the case may be, hostage that they may be holding, that's when you take the shot. And he got shot after he fired at the police and fired into the woman's house. What else do y'all want? Does he get to just kill 4 or 5 people first? And if he still don't listen, then we stop him? It's like you have to be reasonable with what it is. Would I want my son shot like that? No, I would not. I wouldn't want my son hit with no fucking 308 rifle or shot by some marksman or some shit like that. I would not. However, if my son is shooting at the police, if my son is randomly shooting into a neighbor's apartment, then I'm sorry. If he gets shot, he died doing what he loved.
Well, he died doing what he loved. Getting shot.
He just did. I'm sorry. And I'm talking about my son. If he was to do that, that's what it is. Not going to argue that. I'm not going to say, well, why did y'all have to shoot? I'm going to say, he did what? I'm going to say, motherfucker, are you sure? He shot into somebody else's? Yes, we got the body cam footage that prove. Well, let me see the body cam footage, motherfucker, because I tell you, motherfuckers be fucking up sometimes. Fuck that. Show me the footage. That's what I'm going to say. And as soon as I see that footage, I'm going to say, damn, son. It's going to hurt me. I'm going to be distraught. I may be crying, but I'm not going to lead an entire fucking protest when I know that my son was, number one, mentally ill, number two, a danger to himself, number three, a danger to others, and also shooting at the police. I'm just not. I'm not going to be that absurd and that caught up in my feelings to where I feel like, nah, y'all still shouldn't have did that, dude. What? What if he'd have killed that kid? Then all y'all would have said then was, oh, but he was mentally ill. That's why that little baby dead. Also, fuck my kid. My kid just dies because your fucking adopted son is fucking crazy, is struggling with mental health, so my son gotta die? Fuck that. And I saw what, I think it was Calvin put it into the chat yesterday and said, what do you do about somebody who don't want to get mental health services? Here's the thing about having mental health facilities. If someone has been proven that they are a danger to themselves or danger to someone else or something like that, you can actually get them committed. Now, as to how long you can get them committed for, that depends on the circumstances, but you could actually get them committed. The police can take them into custody. If the facility has, orderlies that can come and get them motherfucker and take them into custody, that's what you can do. So there is a way. The problem is that there are so many, because we don't have that many mental health facilities, most of them are at capacity and can't take people. Most of them have all of their beds filled and they can't take people, which is why we need more resources for those people. We need to have resources for our veterans, and then we need to have resources for our regular civilians. So if you can't get that person to take their meds, if this person talking about he killing himself, he might kill himself, he hearing voices or some shit like that, you can get that person committed. They can either do it voluntarily or involuntarily. You get them, say, hey, look, man, you ain't sounding right. You've been off your meds. You got some crazy shit going on. Let's check you into the hospital, have you observed and have you evaluated, maybe get your meds adjusted, whatever the case may be, or we going to lock your ass up and take you in there anyway. You can do it the easy way or you can do it the hard way. Right. UFO says usually a 72-hour hold for mental evaluation. However, back in the day, back in the day, you can get somebody in there and they in there until they get their shit together. They could be in there for 2 years. So that's the whole point of having the facilities, having the resources to be able to actually house these people until you can get them to be able to manage their mental illness. And there are some that can't function in society. There are some people that cannot get it together. There are some people that just will not ever be able to overcome their mental illness. So therefore, they need to stay committed into that facility. You have to have resources to do that. Emily says in Minnesota, you can commit somebody for a year. You see what I'm saying? So it's like in Minnesota, that person, Minnesota is Minnesota. So in Minnesota, to have that Tekle committed, how come his family never did that? How come his adoptive parents never did that? How come his other brothers and adopted brothers and sisters never did that? Just saying. And the other thing too, that's a great point, Alex. The other point too, once you do get people committed, then you got to play fucking all kind of tricks and fucking jumping through hoops with the insurance. If you got insurance. If you don't got insurance, it's even worse because they going to be like, man, we can kick your ass out of here. We ain't making no money from this shit. But it's like if you do have insurance, then they going to put some time frames on certain shit. You shouldn't have to do that. If we truly want a safe society, if we truly want a healthy society, we have to take these people and put them in the facilities that can best service them for however long they may need. And like I said, some people may not ever make it out. That next kid that's an active shooter that's actually now showing mental health issues and is struggling with life may need to be in there. And they might need to do 2 weeks, or they might need to do 2 months, or hell, they may even need to do 2 years in there until they can get their shit together. But you need professionals to do that. That's just what it is. And the government, that's one of the things that, because it's a society thing, you're talking about the well-being and the functioning of a society, a safe society. Y'all need to get y'all shit together and get those resources in place. And if it's like $1,000 or $2,000 a day, that makes it even more apparent that the government needs to be funding this. Because I bet you that's some private entity that's getting paid. And you're kind of still on topic, Calvin, but it shouldn't be a thing to where the Republicans have a plan for mental health. This should be a thing to where our government, our politicians, this should be a bipartisan plan for mental health.
If these motherfuckers can get together to come up with these goddamn spending plans where they can spend $3 trillion, $5 trillion, $4 trillion on different government spending packages, they can get together to do that shit to fuck up our budget and to jack up our whole goddamn entire national debt. They can damn sure get together, and it shouldn't be one party or the other, to come up with a mental health plan for our citizens, period. Shouldn't be one side or the other. What you need to do is open up the facility, is get an infrastructure together, get the buildings, get the facilities, and get those people in place. There are plenty of mental health. There are plenty of mental health positions and people that can fill those positions to do the job. And if you don't have the people to fill the jobs, incentivize the goddamn job. Plain and simple. There's plenty of real estate out here. There's plenty of federal owned land to where you can either open up and repair the ones. Think about it like this. I know of several old hospitals in the state, back in Illinois, that could be opened instantly. Old schools, open them up and turn them into mental health facilities. It's plenty of buildings that's already there. You might have to put a little money into them to get, shit like the boilers and shit like that fixed. Or if you're gonna build new ones, build new ones. Right? Somebody said old deserted malls. Because of e-commerce, it's literally destroyed brick and mortar stores. There you go. You can do it. It can be done. If we can build jails, we can build crazy houses. Just saying. I ain't trying to be insensitive about it, but I'm just saying. If we can do that, we can do one, we can definitely do the other. We can definitely do the other. And it's just a matter of us doing it. So if we the tax, I'm sorry, Scholar Boy hit your boy with $20. He says, so if we the taxpayers, pay the police department and the police department get sued, that means we the taxpayers are paying for all these BS lawsuits. It's a dirty game. Yes and no. Schoolboy. Is that what he said? Schoolboy or Scholar Boy? Scholar Boy. It's yes and no, because what happens is when you do sue the city, yes, we pay for the police department. We do pay for that. But the police department, a lot of people may not know this, but the police department, they got insurance policies for things just like that. They have insurance policies that are in place. The police department, the city or the county or whatever of those departments, or the state of those departments, they have insurance plans to cover just those very same things, those very things. And even when you go through and you're making a lawsuit, let's say you had some small county or whatever and something like this happened in, I don't know, what's that small county, was that Cunny, Texas or some shit like that, or Cunny somewhere, I think that was Texas. You go down there in some small county and they have, I don't know, maybe a $10 million lawsuit. I mean, a $10 million insurance policy. What will happen? Yes, it's Cunny or Cooney or what, I think it's Cunny, Texas or whatever. But you have a small department like that, a small county that you're suing. What will happen in the midst of them going through that lawsuit, if they're going to settle, they will know what that maximum, it's Cunny, Texas. I think it is. They will know what that what that insurance policy max is, and they will know what they can actually sue for. So they say, hey, look, it's a $5 million policy. They may be like, shit, we want the 5. We're going to sue for that. And they'll be like, all right, there it is. That's all we got. Because if you go over that, that's it. They don't have it. They don't have anything else to give. So it's like, you can't say, I want $100 million. And it's like, dude, we only got 700 people here in the county. There's nothing you can do about that. So it's like, those are the things that are taken into consideration when they're actually negotiating to see how much they got. Now, a city like Chicago, for instance, that's a whole different thing because they got money. They got way more money, way more resources, and way more funds for that kind of stuff. But they have a bigger policy too. So That's usually how that works. Now, I may be wrong, maybe some other ways it can go, but most of the time, that's usually how it goes. And that's why a lot of these cases just wind up getting settled. Because if they didn't, then they could literally go back for decades, going back and forth and arguing the point and all that kind of shit. So, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and let's watch this next video. And then
the city of Minneapolis released more investigative documents tonight in the deadly police shooting of Tekle Sundberg, who investigators say fired shots in an apartment building before a standoff. Charmaine Nero brings us the new information that we are learning tonight.
Talk to us, Charmaine.
Newly released 911 transcripts from a tense all-night standoff following shots fired inside a South Minneapolis apartment building last Thursday shine more light into what happened leading up to Andrew Tekle Sundberg's death at the hands of Minneapolis police. In the transcripts, an unidentified caller speaking to a 911 operator says, "There's a bullet hole through my apartment." Asking if she could defend her family, the operator tells the caller, "We're getting an officer out there as fast as we can." The caller mentions a man in a neighboring apartment has been stalking me and goes on to say it went straight through the wall. It was 2 shots. I have 2 kids. At one point, the caller mentions, "I'm licensed to carry. Should I shoot back?" And the operator replies, "I would not recommend that." Eventually, the operator tells the caller to find a place to sit down, take some deep breaths. At one point, the caller is afraid to open the door, unsure if it's an officer or her neighbor. The sounds of...
And there you have it. So, and I would say kudos to that, whatchamacallit, to that dispatcher. Telling her I would advise not, because number one, you don't advise somebody to shoot, especially when there is no clear target. It's not like the dude was in her apartment. It's not like the dude was standing in her doorway or something like that. She can clearly see the dude. She basically was under fire and didn't know where it was coming from. And she didn't know who was actually doing the shooting at that point. It could have been the police, or it could have been her. I mean, it could have been the guy. She didn't know. So to have her shoot or to tell her to shoot would be negligent. It would be. So it's like, that was good that they did not tell her to. They said, "No, I wouldn't advise that. Get down low, go somewhere to a far corner or something. Try to get somewhere safe. Try to get as much cover as you can, so that if that person or whoever does shoot back in there, that it's not something that may actually get through and hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Hit you." So, yeah.
Shots fired continue until the caller is safely outside with an officer. Although personal information, including names, have been redacted from the full transcript.
This man intentionally tried to kill us. This is not okay.
A 24-year-old woman who identified herself as Arabella Yarborough at a recent rally held in support of Sundberg claims she was the person who initially called police.
He randomly just shot into my apartment. I'm a woman, a single woman with 2 kids. Like I said, it's sorry he lost his life, like that? But he has 6 hours to choose that. I had 2 to 5 minutes to choose life or death.
Sundberg's family, who are now being represented by civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Jeff Storms, spoke in response to Yarborough's pleas.
He doesn't deserve to be dead. And I feel my heart breaks for her and her pain.
Now, in a statement, the Minneapolis city attorney says there are hundreds of hours of body camera and audio to review from the 6-hour standoff, and they are working with the Sundbergs to review it before it's released publicly. Back to you, Rena.
All right.
And what kind of shit is that? Your heart breaks for her, but you still not gonna acknowledge what the fuck he did? Crazy or not? It's like, and it's like, by that logic, she's basically saying he could just be walking around stabbing people at random and your heart's gonna break for them. He could kill a bunch of innocent people and your heart's just gonna break for them, but he still shouldn't have got stopped. He still shouldn't have got shot. It's like, what do you want people to do? And my thing is this: if he's that bad off, where the fuck were y'all at? How come y'all weren't there the day before, the morning of? Like she said, a year before, 2 years before. It's like, come on, man. Y'all knew that this dude wasn't right, and y'all still did nothing. And now that he gets shot by the police and he's dead and gone, now all you got to offer up is, my heart breaks for them, but he shouldn't have gotten shot. Like, are you serious? That makes no sense. There is no way that you can try to justify what he did and try to say that what the police did as far as stopping him, is not the right thing to do. I'm sorry. Deadly force gets met with deadly force. Period. Not gonna let this dude just keep shooting up shit and wilding the fuck out while y'all just keep just saying my heart is breaking for everybody who got stabbed. Everybody else that he killed before they killed him, my heart breaks for y'all. Man, please. You basically saying, yeah, let everybody else around him die, but don't kill him, please. That's my son and I love him. I know he killing a bunch of people, but don't kill him, please. Man, please. I love my son. And if he doing some stupid shit like that, man, look, put his ass down. He don't get to determine who the fuck else lives and dies because he having a bad day or because he got a mental health problem. No fucking way.
Minneapolis police releasing body camera video of a deadly hours-long standoff at an apartment complex in the Seward neighborhood. Andrew Tekle Sundberg was killed in that shooting. Chris Rapsky's here now with the details.
Yeah, Lauren, we just got this video, and the standoff happened 1 week ago in the early morning hours of Wednesday a week ago. 24-year-old Andrew Tekle Sundberg was allegedly firing gunshots through the walls of his apartment near Franklin and 21st Avenue South when police snipers shot and killed him. Now today, the city released a timeline of videos. First, we see officers getting access to the staircase outside Sundberg's apartment when a bullet goes right through the door where police are standing. You can see it. Next, we see officers rescuing the mother who originally called 911 and her 2 kids.
That's the hallway he just shot through. You can see right there, you can see the holes in the door. You can see the holes in the door. So that's her apartment right there. And then they showed you in the other video the holes in her walls and in her apartment. And it's like these police officers were trying to get to this guy so that they can negotiate with him and, you know, get him out peacefully. But then he shoots at them. What are you supposed to do? How many rounds do we take? How many bullets do we let get fired at us before we return fire or before we stop this guy? Should he just get to just shoot off as many rounds as he wants? It's like, come on. Like, seriously? He's shooting into the house. He has to be aiming at her and her kids. He's shooting into the house. He shoots at the door. He shoots at the door of her house, and he shoots at the door of this door in this hallway right here where the police were knocking, and you'll see that. Because at first I thought that maybe he was just randomly shooting on, so I'm just crazy and I'm just going to shoot anyway up in the air or whatever. Nope. He was actually trying to get him on.
Come here! My kids are in there! My kids are in there! Where?
Exactly.
Shots fired! Active shooter on the north side!
And he's right here across the door. He's right there on the left side. You see the debris in the hallway? You can see the debris in the hallway. Look at the floor and look at the debris on the floor in the hallway to show you where he was fucking shooting from. He literally opened the door and was shooting from the apartment. And what's the rule when you shoot a gun? You are responsible for every bullet that leaves that gun. Whether you meant to or not, you are responsible for it. That's just what it is. That's the rule.
On the right or left? I'm in there! Yes! Is he in there? No! Hey, kid, come here, kids! Come here!
And here's my thing. I was kind of torn on this, but I'm like, damn, this bitch just left her kids? And I was like, yeah, I kind of was, I was kind of on the fence with this one because I was kind of like, this bitch just left her kids in there. But the police were knocking on this door, and I would then say in her defense, it's better for her to come out first than the kids in case the police mistaken her for the shooter and may have shot. So and that's the benefit of the doubt that I kind of gave her, but I was just like, man, this bitch ain't shit. She let them kids stay in there while she ran her ass out and got to safety with the police. But then I said the police were in the doorway at this time, and if the dude would have came back out, they would have shot his ass anyway. So maybe it's kind of like 50-50, but I guess. Me, I probably would have, I would have grabbed the kids myself, but that's just different because I'm a daddy and that's just different. But go ahead.
Come here! Come here! We got kids coming out too. Come on.
All right, hours later, the video shows Sundberg leaning out of his apartment window, and it appears he's talking on the phone, threatening to shoot police and not responding to the sergeants who are asking him to come out safely. It's difficult to make out exactly what he's saying, but at 4:18 in the morning, we have two different body cam videos of the shots fired by MPD snipers hitting Sundberg. First from the officers on the ground, and then from the snipers on the rooftop who say they see a gun before firing. Here's both.
4 in the morning.
There's a gunshot. 109 shots fired. 2 shots so far.
Gone.
2 dudes, 2 police officers up there with 2 rifles, and you heard them both say gun. What else am I supposed to do?
109 shots fired. 2 shots so far.
Gone.
In none of those do we actually see Sundberg out of the window during the shots, though. Police Chief Amelia Huffman said today that officers don't get permission or authorization to take a shot. It's the call the officers make on their own, according to the manual. Police are asking for any additional video civilians may have in this incident to help the BCA with its investigation. Lauren?
All right, thank you for breaking that down for us, Chris.
All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to play the actual video that shows the police arriving and show what they actually went through. What is more video going to prove? So you can actually see, like, this is going to kind of give you like the timeline and show you how it unfolded. This was the video that I was actually waiting to see because this basically justified what it looked kind of like to be, but because it was only clips and snippets of it, you really couldn't tell. But this edit of the video, it kind of shows you how it kind of all took place and what happened, you know, and how it went down. So it's like, this is when I said, oh yeah, definitely justified. From what I heard with him shooting into the apartment, shooting at the police, I was already like, nah, he justified with that. Fuck that. They were justified. But this here is definitely going to give you and paint the full picture as to how things unfolded. Because like I said, and this ain't the whole 6 hours, but you're talking about being in this situation for 6 hours with a person and this person shooting at the police, shooting into a neighbor's apartment, and to go through all of that with kids and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you got to put this guy down, unfortunately. That's just what it is. So let's go ahead and let's watch it. Because it's like that was just one of the biggest things that I saw about this was just like, what else can they do? Commercial came on. Cool. Let me try to see if I can run another one. I need this ad money. And it pretty much says the facts there. Hundreds of body-worn camera footage exists for this incident to address requests for the release of these body cam footage included in this presentation. Gotcha. Then this depict the images of 904 21st Street. And it's just pretty much showing you a layout of where they're actually at. And it's using like the Google map thing to show you. They're showing like his apartment is right there. So that's where the apartment is. So he's up there on that floor, whatever, that top floor, whatever, and he's, you know, doing the fuck shit that he's doing, hanging out the window and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, again, this takes place for over 6 hours. So let's look at the actual 911 computer entries. So here we go. At 21:34, that's what? Is that 10? Nope, that's 11. Nope, that's 9, right? I can't remember. That's 9, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's 9. So 9:34, someone shot through the caller's apartment. All right. Now, shots possibly came from apartment across the hall. Okay. Officer Capinos assigns and responds. He takes the call. All right. Squad 341. Scott 341. Taking the call. There you go. All right. Now, apartment 308 states buzzers don't work. Doesn't feel safe going downstairs to let responders inside. Makes sense. Caller in the apartment with 2 young children. So this is the lady that's calling. All right. This is the one who was doing all the yelling and all that shit. So there you go. That's what happened. So now, as this starts to unfold, you can pretty much see we already going there as the police. We already know shots fired. Okay. We already know this. Now this caller, the person who's calling, is in the apartment, and this person has 2 young children to a shots fired call. All right. Yes, the kids were across the hall, Danny. They were literally across the hall. All right. Caller states possibly grazed by a bullet or glass that was hit, refused EMS. All right. So that means when he shot through the wall, glass and all that kind of shit, person thought they might have been hit. Possible suspect lives in apartment 318, which is across the hall. 341, Officer Capino arrives at the spot. All right. Wait, hold on. Let me go back and make sure I'm reading it right. At the spot. Suspect, black male, late 20s, 5 feet tall, thin, usually wears do-rag or wrap. There it is. Bullet, unknown if bullets were aimed towards caller intentionally or went through the door by mistake. All right. Unaware of that. Boom. Heard 2 shots, only one seen to have gone inside caller's apartment at that time. There are other ones that you will see that get discovered. Caller now hearing loud banging noise at door. Sounds like someone's trying to get in the caller's apartment. Staying on the line. That's the police knocking at the door, on the door. 341. That's Officer Capinos. All right. So that person heard shots, heard somebody banging at the door, and it's actually the police trying to get in the big steel door that you're going to see them trying to get into. Okay. Now, if you already got shots fired and you're trying to get into this person's apartment to assess and see what's going on, it's pretty much like, okay, I'm trying to get the situation under control, but I don't know what else is about to happen or could potentially happen, because it's like,
my partner's in the ambulance? Okay. Yeah, I got more partners coming.
And I'm going to tell you right now, this officer is smart in how he knocked on the door, because he kept his body in front of the brick wall and he used his hand only to knock on the door. Just note that. That was very good police execution there. It was very smart. He never squares up with the door, which is smart. Okay. Now that didn't go through the door. That was another gunshot, which potentially went across into the apartment, because she already reported one. There's the other shot that he was just talking about that was just mentioned in the notes, in the caller notes from the dispatcher. There's that shot right there. See the door. It's just fine. Matter of fact, let me make it a little bigger. Yep.
$341. If you want to have the caller
right?
to the north side,
Trying to get entry. That's the knocking or whatever that you hear. It's the police.
However, right now he's having somebody banging at his door like they're trying to get in. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get out.
See that?
Yeah, that's me.
Just like they said, right?
Police! Police! Police department! Shots fired! Shots fired!
3 shots right there.
Shots fired inside the north stairwell.
So it's not like this dude is in his apartment shooting. No. He's not randomly shooting. No. He stepped out the hallway because his apartment is right across the hall from hers, and he can hear the police knocking, saying police. And this dude shoots like in the center of the door damn near. He definitely tried to shoot the police. This ain't he was crazy and was just randomly shooting. His intentions wasn't trying to, no, bullshit. He actually was trying to shoot the fucking police. Plain and simple. All that crazy shit you want to talk, he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing right here in this moment.
I'm not hit, but they're shooting through the door.
Copy, officer needs help, 904 21st Avenue. Call responding squad to channel 1.
Upstairs!
Look at that brave cat running to the danger.
3 fucking bullets. 303, keep the air clear. Yeah, right here? Yeah, right there. It's fucking... Okay. Police! You're okay. Police! Come on, stay back! Close the door. Alright, 303, spot in the squad. Hey! Go to the south side! Go to the south side. Hey, you guys stay here. Send everybody else. Hey!
Now, this right here is very crucial because here's the thing. As a police officer, you just took fire. You don't know if this is the dude coming out. You don't know anything. But this is where police training comes into play. Because when that door opens, what is it? Let me see how, y'all been watching me for a while. So let me see if y'all can answer this question now. If you're at this door and you're watching this door, what is the one thing that you're looking for coming through that door? If you're the police and you're the officer on that door, what is the one thing that you're looking for coming through that door? There go my people. That's what I'm talking about. You're looking for hands. That is just something that you have to, and I mean, it's not just it shouldn't just be a police thing. That should be a people thing. You're always looking for hands. You can hear what a person's saying, talking all that shit they could be talking. You can see the movements that a person's making, but what you should be looking for if you're watching that door, whether you got a rifle or a handgun or a shotgun, you are looking for hands. That's what you're looking for. And in this instance here, you don't know if she's the shooter. Well, they said that they already gave a description of the guy, but you don't know if she would have had a gun in her hand or some shit like that. She could have fucked around and got shot. But you are looking for hands. Hands are what hurts you all the time, whether they're punching you, stabbing you, or shooting you. Hands are what hurt you. And this was good police training right here because they watched and they saw that she was not the threat. And watch how they handled it. See that? Where? There was another shot. And here's the other thing too. She had the phone in her hands. That's why when people are saying hands up, your hands should be up. Get your hands up, goddammit. Get your fucking hands up. People try to be cool and be like this, like I ain't did nothing. Hey man, look. put your fucking hands up. Officer tells you to put your hands up. Don't be like, man, come on, man. Y'all need to cool out, man. I hear you. What I do? Man, why I got to put my hands up? I ain't got nothing. That's how your ass gets shot. Officer tell you hands up, motherfucker. Put your hands up. Reach for the fucking sky. When you talking shit and all that kind of stuff, especially in this situation, man, this is a hot situation. I'm on edge like a motherfucker. Because you don't know what's about to happen. That dude didn't expect for this guy to shoot through the door. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. That dude didn't expect when he was bringing that lady through the door trying to get her to safety that he gonna come and bust another shot. You don't know. So every second that this shit is going on and that this asshole is fucking out here doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to do next. What if he turned around and cut the corner and got a 100 drum magazine and just gonna let that bitch ride? You have no clue. And that's why I don't understand why these people are so surprised or shocked that those fucking snipers took his ass out. You got to. You don't know what he's gonna do next.
Shots fired. Active shooter on the north side. Where are you? What room do you see? I saw the smoke in the back room. Hold on. Find out. On the right or left?
I'm in there. Yes.
Is he in there?
No.
Hey, kids, come here, kids. Come here. Come here. Come here. We got kids coming out too. Come on, little man. Get the kids outside.
You did notice how those police officers didn't back down. You did notice that those police officers called active shooter in that situation and they stood their ground. You did notice that those officers did not bag up and then just point their gun down an empty ass hallway with nobody in sight. You did see that, right? Okay, I'm just saying. Thank you. Like KFX acts like to compare these cops to the Uvalde cops. They understood what the mission was, and especially once they heard she got kids. They didn't leave them kids in there, did they? Nope. 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 Could that man have come back in that doorway and let some shit ride? Yup. Could that officer got shot? Yup. Could that officer got killed? Yup. But what'd he do? He stood there. He stood his ground. Why? Because his kids in there. He didn't close the door. He didn't hit him with the Teddy Pendergrass. Close the door. I got what you've been looking for. Baby, I got so much guns to give. Nope. That motherfucker stood his ground and waited right there. Because if that dude come back out that door, I'm going to let his ass have it. Fuck what you heard. Because it's kids across the hall. And I'm not going to give this piece of shit another opportunity to shoot into that apartment. That's what those officers are thinking. That's why they both standing there like, fuck this. We not going to give this dude an opportunity to shoot his ass, to shoot his gun into that apartment. We're not giving his ass that opportunity. Fuck that. Right, UFO? They not going to be looking for no hand sanitizer. They not on their phones. They not talking, seeing what's happening. They're not fist bumping. They're not giving each other a pound. They're not bumping elbows. These motherfuckers are here and they're ready to get it in. They're not high-fiving on the stairway, talking about we waiting for SWAT. They right there standing their ground, handguns in hand. Let's go. Let's go. Right, talking about Pete's wife's peach cobbler. I gotta be racist. Talking about Pete's wife tamales. Arredondo's wife tamales are the best. When we were kids, belonging felt good, but having respect, that feels even better.
Yeah, get in front, cover this. I don't know. It's right there. The bullet came through. Let's go, outside.
See that? What he's doing is he's checking to see like where his gun is and where his gun is. He's getting, that's basically you getting your bearings. He's letting each other know where you're at by saying, hey, I'm here. He's like, hey, get your gun up. I want to stay out of that line of sight of you shooting your gun.
304. Sorry. 303. Get me a rifle or two up here.
Right there, stacked up with your partner. Just saying. Right there with your partner, stacked up. Now I say it ain't even got to be partners. Them just brothers in blue. You stacked up with your brother right there. That's what the job is.
Shots are coming from apartment 318 on the northeast corner. Police!
Shots from 318 northeast corner.
Here, Rick. Yeah.
He said that's called a high-low sec. I believe so. Yes.
What the fuck? We're good. You got a rifle? Get it out that door. 318?
Now you see that big boy come through there. I don't know how you could be the police and don't have a rifle, especially if you by yourself. Between you and your partner, I'm saying like this: police departments that hear me, please hear me, police. Y'all need to figure out, get some grant funding or something, and get some rifles in these fucking cars. Y'all should have a rifle in every car at minimum. If the officer can't afford his own, he gets a department-issued rifle that stays in the car. My man came up with that business, though, because he got that OSS suppressor on the front of that rifle. Let me tell you something. If you got a gas direct impingement rifle, get you an OSS suppressor. If I'm just telling you, that OSS suppressor is that shit. It is one of the best suppressors I have seen. I mean, I'm talking like literally no gas blowback. The way that they got that shit designed and all that shit goes out front, it's awesome. I know somebody who got one. I shot it. It sounds amazing. It's great. It is a great suppressor. On my next rifle, this big boy I'm about to get, I'm definitely getting me an OSS suppressor on it. Definitely. I'm telling you, if you don't have, unless you have a piston rifle, I see my rifle is a piston. It's piston driven. So my gas ain't blowing out the back. But if you don't have that, if you got a direct impingement, you got a gas rifle, that gas coming to the back, get you an OSS suppressor. I'm telling you, you will not be sorry. Amazing suppressor. And that's what my man got on his rifle here.
I need get a fucking barricade or something. Turn them down, guys. It's echoing like crazy. Yeah, my behind that car. Huh? They're sitting behind that car. Okay. Are they inside? No. Get them inside of a squad.
He's ready. Get that light on the top with the pressure switch on top of it. The man is ready.
A shield? And if we got a reason for reason, please.
Oh yeah, Wolf Bear. Surefire makes great suppressors. I got one my damn self. I got a great Surefire suppressor. Yes, indeed. It's the sound Civ Lap, because it's like when you think about the kick, it's really no kickback with a rifle, so it's for the sound. Yep. So it's like that's just one of the things that you really definitely. I'm just telling you, in today's world, officers, y'all got to go ahead and get y'all some rifles, man. If your department can't fund you with one, I'm sorry to tell you, put you one on layaway or something. Get you a rifle, please. Just saying. And right now we're going to pause for a commercial. All right.
Come out your apartment door with your hands up.
I don't care.
See?
How? You already knew.
Why don't you come out your apartment door with your hands up? You're under arrest. We're not going anywhere.
Tell him what's up.
I looked at you. You understood the voice.
Come on outside. Come out your apartment with your hands up.
I don't care.
We're not going anywhere. You're under arrest.
He doesn't die, then he can't speak. We already changed for exactly what he wanted. So that's
boy crazy than a motherfucker, man.
Come out the apartment with your hands up. We're not going anywhere.
Make him order him, or if he doesn't, he will get himself shot in front of him.
And look, here's the time now. This shit started at 9:30 in the evening. It is now 4:16 in the a.m. They've been dealing with this crazy shit all this time. All this time they've been dealing with this shit. He said, what kind of rifle would I recommend? Man, ask me at the end. Remind me at the end, I can give you some names. Dame Defense, yeah, buddy. But Barrett, yeah, buddy. Yeah. But they've been dealing with this for 6 hours now. Well, actually, it's more than that. A little bit over 7 hours, almost 7 hours. Almost 6 hours now. A little bit over again, because you say 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock, so it's 7 hours. They've been dealing with this bullshit.
Go out the apartment door. Keep your hands up. You're under arrest. We're not going anywhere. Mr. Sundberg, we need you to come out and cooperate with us. We don't want to hurt you. We just want to go home. We want to make sure you get the help you need. Come on out. Come on out.
No, you're weird. Why? I would let them call it. Oh, no, I did. That's why I can show, like, now.
Sir, can you come out your...
Yeah, he said, does he have something hanging out of his hand? Yes, he does. He's on a cell phone now talking to somebody. So he's on the phone, hanging out the fucking window, talking to whoever he's talking to on the phone, and he's talking to the police too as well. He's already made threats to the police that he's going to shoot them, kill them, whatever the case may be. He done shot across the hall and all this other shit.
Apartment door with your hands up. You're under arrest.
They're telling him he's under arrest and all that shit.
109, he's talking to somebody on the phone. He was very uncooperative with me trying to tell him to come out the apartment door with his hands up. Come on, come out your apartment door with your hands up.
Who you are before I let her shoot. Bitch, you think she
Minneapolis police, you're under arrest. Come out with your hands up.
What do you do?
She made me be subservient to her because I knew I would tell her why. And that's not what we were talking about.
What's his name?
Just saying.
Andrew. Andrew, come out your apartment with your hands up. You're under arrest. It's Minneapolis police.
You didn't even have the respect to shoot you behind. No, we were just shot you just because you thought you were you. And now look at you, giving yourself respect because now you gotta fuck yourself in the ass. If you don't want to make all the this phone call was for
What else can you do, man? That's all I'm saying. It's like, I don't get it.
.109, he's threatening to shoot the officers and he's breaking up some of his windows.
Did you hear that? He's threatening to shoot the officers and he's breaking out some windows. That's letting you know what he's getting ready to do.
Hey, Conan, just make sure you are not exposing.
What else can you do, man? Look at how long they've been out here with this guy, and he's still not trying to give up. Still can't be reached.
We don't even
ain't having no conversation with the police.
That's what we got 8 for.
And he steady got a gun, and he's steady shooting them. He's threatening to shoot the officers, breaking some glass. I don't know what else to tell you.
In fact, Conan, why don't I have you go over there? There's a gunshot. 109 shots fired, 2 shots so far.
Yep. And I believe that the parents tried to talk him down. I believe they did, but he wasn't listening. I believe they were trying to call him. I believe that they had the hostage negotiator. I mean, not the hostage negotiator, but they had the negotiator there trying to have his parents talk to them, and he wasn't hearing that shit. He wasn't hearing it. So it's like now, snipers. See, you just heard him break the glass.
He just went tucked in.
And that's what I like about this is that you can see from the different camera angles, from the different camera body cams, you can see what's happening, and it lines up with the sounds and what's happening here. So it ain't no bullshit. Why they cut it? They ain't showing the full 8 hours. When the action is taking place, you can actually line up and match up what's happening down on the ground, what was happening at the door, and what was happening with the snipers, all at the same time. You'll hear that noise, you'll hear the glass break, then you'll hear them both say gun, and then you'll hear them take the shot, so they ain't lying.
Right side.
Looked like he bent down and picked something up. I couldn't tell what it was though.
What is that in his hand?
Can't see it.
That might be a gun.
He's got a cell phone.
He popped my camera.
Calling it out. Awesome.
What's that? Camera? You want it on?
Yeah.
It's on.
That's the other excuse me. That's the other officer making sure his body camera's on.
Gun.
Gun.
Gun. That is what you call, that, boys and girls, is what you call a bolt action rifle. Yes. That is exactly what you call that. That is a bolt action rifle. Letting it ride. Let it ride, Ray. That's exactly what that is. And there you go. And my man is now
the upper room with Jesus.
That's it. See that? Called it out. You can clearly see what happened, how it all unfolded. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because if I'm Black Lives Matter, if I'm this guy's parents, if I'm this guy's brother, I'm this guy's uncle, I can't help but to acknowledge the effort that these guys put in. This whole idea, they wanted to shoot him down. They shot him down like a dog. It was just so inhumane. That wasn't right. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. You got to look at this and say, man, those guys did everything they could. And that's just what it is. Tekle was on some bullshit. Plain and simple. Mental health related, whatever you want to call it. He had all of this shit. He had 6 hours, 7 hours to give this shit up and to be done with this shit. What did he do? He kept fucking around, kept dicking around, and there it is. That's just what it is, man. You can't get mad at somebody that's out there doing their job to this point and then say, oh, well, they shouldn't have did that and he should have did. You can't expect somebody to do more than what they did, man. You just can't. I mean, it's not the police job to sit and just wait for 2-3 days for this guy to get his shit together. No. You can't sit there and wait that long for some shit like that. And that's just what it is. You have to acknowledge the effort that they put into trying to defuse this situation.
And we're demanding,
and because there was no immediate threat, and once they got them out, they tried to give him every chance possible. But he had done too much and gone too far and wasn't trying to give up at all. Gotta put him down.
Release of the body cam footage.
And now they're out here doing this. Y'all got this mic and this speaker out here, megaphone and all this shit.
Yes, ma'am.
So Black Lives Matters out here got all this shit going on. They talking about we want to get the body cam footage and all that. Like, dude, it ain't even been 2 weeks. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, come on. And she going off on their ass. And I'm going to say this, as ignorant as this bitch is yelling like this, rightfully so. Now, I will say this. It seems to me that the white stepfather or the white adoptive daddy, that's what I would say, is the only one that got some kind of sense because he's trying to calm all these niggas down and they just wilding the fuck out. But you gonna see this shit. Look, that's one of his brothers right there. And you know what his response was with her saying all the shit she's saying, because she's saying like, shit, what we supposed to do? My life was in danger. My kid's life was in danger. This motherfucker shot into our apartment. You know what that nigga's response was? You still alive, ain't you? What? You still alive, ain't you? That was his response. But you alive, right? But you alive, though. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And that's what I meant by just the whole disingenuous thing and just how these people are just fucking insisting on just being assholes and not looking at the whole situation. That's your brother. I get it. You're hurt that he is dead. I totally get that part. You have every right to be hurt, to be upset, to be distraught, to be angry. You have every right to have those feelings. Ain't nobody trying to negate that. But you can't just dismiss what the fuck she's talking about because she's right.
We're here just to respect life, any life, and we're glad that we're not condoning anything.
Well, actually, sir, you are, because you're out here protesting for something that you ain't even had a chance to even really complain about. I'm just sorry.
But we just want full police. We want accountability.
And this is what niggas do.
We're not condoning. We're not condoning any behavior
but
whatsoever.
You are.
We're not. If he was shooting, doing something, or putting people in harm's way, we're not condoning that at all. But we're just saying we want the same treatment for us as they give white people.
And how could you prove that they didn't? That's all. That's my thing. It's like we always talking this shit. Yeah, yes, you right, Justin. But I'm just saying we talk all this shit and we make all of these claims about we got injustice and they only do this because we black and they don't do white folks like this. Tell me where there's some injustice in what's going on. There isn't any.
We want the same treatment for Tekle as the person that they gave in Faribault, Minnesota, that they gave to Dylan Roof. That's all we're asking.
What the fuck did Dylan Roof do? Dylan Roof went into a church, shot a bunch of black folks, came out, and surrendered. What the fuck did Tekle do? Tekle was in his apartment, shot at a bunch of folks, and would not give up for over 6 hours. How are you comparing the two? How are you comparing the two? He didn't give up. He was out there he carried on for 6 hours. The dude at the Buffalo, New York. He got out with his rifle, with nigga written on the rifle, shot a bunch of black folks, a lot of old black folks, came out and surrendered. What else do you want these people to do? If niggas would surrender and they were still getting shot, you'd have a point. Niggas don't surrender. Just saying, if you really want to live, just surrender. That's it. But niggas don't want to surrender. Niggas want to hold court. Niggas want to hold court in the streets. That's what niggas want to do. And then when they do it and they get shot for it, here you go.
Asking for it. And I'm glad that, you know, we're alive today to
What are you
stand
talking
out here
about?
and demand accountability. Nobody deserves to die. Exactly. The police are supposed to make an arrest and hold people accountable for their crimes.
6 hours, 7 hours, shooting at people. How can you make an arrest, sir, if the person will not surrender? What are we supposed to do? But Black Lives Matter does this. They literally will just make shit up and just say shit that doesn't apply to try to prove or try to actually go along and bolster and support their narrative. They would just lie. This has nothing to do with Dylan Roof. I want to make sure that we get the same thing that Dylan Roof got. Dylan Roof surrendered. What the fuck else do you want?
So if he was shooting, he should have been arrested and convicted.
If he was shooting, he should have been arrested and then convicted. How, Sway? How? If he won't surrender, how do you arrest someone who does not surrender? I would love to see someone show that. Let me see Black Lives Matter demonstrate that. Take y'all ass to any ghetto in Chicago on a Friday night, Saturday night, and let me see y'all make an arrest during a shooting in Chicago. While they're shooting, let me see you make an arrest. Hey, you that's shooting off them rounds. Hey, stop 1 second. You're under arrest, man. Come here. What you gonna do?
Charged and convicted. It's not the police's job to execute people. We don't have the death penalty in Minnesota.
He wasn't executed. He got rum-pa-pa-bum, man down. Oh, mama. I just shot a man down in his apartment for shooting his gun around. Like, what are you talking about? He was executed. Man, that dude was shooting at, the motherfucker said he was going to shoot and kill the police. He shot into his neighbor's apartment. He shot at the police several times. What else am I supposed to do? Just let him keep shooting until he killed 2 or 3 of us? Man, get the fuck out of my face on the internet. Black Lives Matter. You being disingenuous assholes.
Again, we're not excusing anything that happened. Hey, chill out.
Look at this motherfucker. Just wilding out. And here's my thing. She ignorant as hell, but she has a point. because she's talking about saying like, y'all just acting like my shit don't matter. I got shot at. They shot at my apartment. My 2 kids is in there. We in the kitchen. I'm trying to cook dinner. And this motherfucker just shooting. And y'all don't think the police should have shot this motherfucker? Y'all full of shit. You talking about Black Lives Matter? I'm black or half black or done have black in her because she got 2 black kids. It's like, come on, man. It's a true contradiction to what they're out there doing. Y'all talking about this man got executed and he's shooting at the police, shooting at his neighbor and this neighbor's kids, and that's just it. It's just whatever. Fuck her black kids. Right, her black kids don't matter. But the black dude who was shooting, his life matter. Man, come on. Look at this. Look at white Dr. Daddy. Like,
I haven't got the chance to break. Yes, you have for 3 days.
3 days. I ain't never gonna see him again. What you mean?
3 days. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? Exactly. And there's the truth. In all of her angst, in all of her anger, and in her expressing herself and her emotion and her passion, the truth comes out. That motherfucker was over there for 2 years and she ain't seen none of y'all. She lived right across the hall from the motherfucker. Where the fuck was y'all at if this dude was struggling? Like he was, apparently. None of them motherfuckers can answer that shit, though. Fuck you mean? I ain't gonna see him no more. Yup. Where was your ass at the day before? The week before? 2 weeks before? 3 weeks before? Month before? 2 months before? But all y'all motherfuckers out here doing what? Trying to get a check. Exactly, Alex. They're trying to get that check, got that GoFundMe up to 20K. Let's keep on pushing.
This is my car. My kids are in the car. I'm Arabella Cassandra Sharif Moss Yarbrough. That is me. And none of these people checked on that man to see if he was okay. If he had a mental illness, where was the love and support when he was alive? Can I tell you who I am? No, I want to get my items. I want to get my, he was here. People in this unit know what type of actions he did every day. I'm not saying he was a bad guy. I wish this never happened.
And she's telling the truth. I'm believing this chick. I'm just saying. She's saying, hey, y'all know he was doing this kind of crazy. He was doing crazy shit every day. She said the dude blared his fucking music all day to help with his motherfucking mind and all that shit. It's like, that's all they talking about. You said it got better audio? Let me check. I'll check my email and see. Hero.
See? And I seen him in the laundry room a month later. He asked me if I was using the dryers. I told him no. After that, it was I thought it was understandable. I've lived in so many apartments.
Telling the truth. Shaming the devil.
Before we go any further,
Let me see if I can look that up and pull that email.
I am a mother, and I've been all night talking to the family. I'm a friend of the family, and I've been telling the family that also we don't want to leave her hanging because she was her and her kids were traumatized. We know that. I'm licensed to carry. If I would have shot him back, would I have been a suspect? Would you guys hear from my side? Would you even care? On your social media, you said if you die, would we care? Would we rally? No, you wouldn't. Not like this. No, the fuck you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't even know the story. You wouldn't even know the story.
Oh crap! I hate when that happens. Hold on.
He said it out private. Can I please speak? Can I please speak? Why did they care when he was here? he could have got the proper help he needed. I am exactly. So can I
Yeah, because I remember when you did send me that video.
Why did I have to risk my life because he couldn't get that proper help?
Did you send it to the relationship rehab page or did you send it to my email? Because I don't see it on here.
I'm sorry, I'm upset, and I'm sorry it had to come this way. And the fact that I'm even apologizing for this shows you that I'm hurt all around. I shouldn't even be apologizing, but I'm sorry I'm expressing my anger. But all I know is for 3 years I lived here, and none of you guys knocked on that man's door to see if he was okay. Not at all. He played loud music every day to cope with his mindset. There was casings in the hallway. The shot went through my door to the pillar to the kitchen.
It was on Facebook. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep.
No, it doesn't matter. He shouldn't have been dead. Y'all should have came and helped him when he was alive. Now I can't get my shit because all you guys want to be here. My kids have to see you guys celebrate a man's life that tried to kill him.
Email it to me if you can, Hero, because I can't find it. Shit. It's so much shit I'm looking through. And she's right about that. She said he had a choice. 6 hours. And that's just what it was. She said he had 6 hours to make that choice to give up. And the fact that he didn't, hey man, that's how it happens. Yeah, I don't see it. God damn it. Oh, wait, let me look over here. Let's see. Damn, James. Crap, I don't see it, man. I'm sorry. Yep, I don't see the shit. Let me look over here. I got one other place I can try to find it. It's not coming up for whatever goddamn reason. Crap-a-rama. I'm sorry, but you can go on YouTube and y'all can find it. Y'all can look it up. I'm sorry. I was trying to pull it up, but I can't. And I thought I had it in an email. That's why I was wasting all my time looking, but it's not there. But I'm sorry if I couldn't find it. But you pretty much got the point of what she was saying and how she was expressing herself. And I'm saying, even though she was yelling and all out of control and all that shit, I get it. But she was telling the truth. Y'all didn't check on this dude. Y'all knew this dude was fucked up. This shit had been going on for 2 years. He been doing crazy shit each and every day. And after all of that shit that went down, now y'all gonna stand up, march, and all this kind of shit. Man, come the fuck on. Oh, hold up. Let's see. Let me see if I can get it to play this way. Oh, yeah.
It was a terror. I'm sure it was a terror.
Okay.
You're alive.
Right, hold on. Let me get this shit going. I'm gonna do it this way. Shout out to Hero's Breath. All right, let's do that. We're gonna maximize, and I'm gonna put this on the screen, and I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick while I do this. Let's go. Ha. Thank you, Hero. Let's do this. All right, there we go.